Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to another book summary. Today I have The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Now, this is one of the most famous, best-selling books of all time, probably the best self-help book. And I don't like this book just because it's famous or because everyone says it's the #1 book or the one that changed my life or so on. I like it because it has a very core concept, which is the paradigm shift. Now, I went on to another theme after doing books on 5 concepts. I found from the books that I've read, there are a lot of books about 7 concepts. The 7 habits of highly effective people, which is the one that I have today. The 7 principles for making marriage work. The 7 strategies for success and happiness by Jim Rohn. Happiness Advantage, the 7 strategies for happiness. So I think it's another theme, I really like number 7. And also, I like the books about a couple of concepts, things you can count, you can do immediately. Like, for example, 25 Ways to Win with People by John Maxwell. We might get into that book later. And 20 ways that I can just read the book and try to apply them and see results. So I like books about concepts. And today I have one of the best. So why this book is one of the best? It has a very important concept, the paradigm shift. He starts the book telling a story that he was on a train and there was a guy with 3 children and they were just jumping all around, making some noise, and no one was talking. So he talked to the man and he said, come on, man, let the kids be quiet and so on. So the man was like, he was dumbfounded. He did not know what to say. He said, okay, I'm sorry. I just came from the hospital and I don't know how to tell the kids that their mom has died. So the guy who was blaming him for not letting his kids sit down immediately changed his perspective. Like he now wondered, okay, I'm sorry, man, how can I help you? So it's a very important concept, is to change your paradigm, is to think correct. For example, if you think that talent is the only thing that you need to be productive or to learn a subject, you will try to learn something like a language or a skill, whatever. You will see, okay, I'm not making progress. It's been a month or 2. I'm going to stop and I'm not talented in this. So if you say that to your mind, you will not learn anything. But if you change that paradigm, if you see people like you learning languages and mastering skills, you will know that you need to work. All right. So this is the first thing you need to know. And also, as I said before, thoughts turn into habits, and habits form your personality, and your personality is your destiny. So any book about habits, the power of habit, many habits, automatic habits, the 7 habits, which the one I have today, is very, very beneficial, right? Because habits on compounding make your personality. Everything that you have right now is a result of habit. Most of the decisions that you make in your life or your day are just basically habits. So let's get into some habits. The first habit: be productive, or be proactive, sorry. Right, be proactive. Now, be proactive, it means to take initiative, to be responsible for your life. Don't be a passive person. You have 2 types of personality. First is the one in the driving seat and the one in the back seat. The one in the back seat, the one just goes his life, driven by country, the economy, the people, the family, the, fate, luck. The person in the driving seat, the one who knows that he is responsible for his life or her life. People who know that they can control their destiny. For example, I cannot control the country's economy, so what do? I don't know. I don't do anything. No, you should do something. You should find your economy, your personal finance, your circle of influence. Try to work on that and change it. And then this circle gets bigger. You can make a project, you can make people working for you. Now you have made influence by being proactive, right? It's the first habit. It's very important in a job, specifically when you take initiative, when you help people, you get a lot of results, all right? Habit number 2 is one of my favorites. Start or begin with the end in mind. Most people say this on reverse engineering, how to reach your goals. See them, see the end of your life, right? He mentioned this example in his book, saying, imagine your funeral and what do you want people to say? Well, I kind of disagree with this example because I really don't care what people will say. Well, I care about what God would say. Like what they say, there are many people who are anonymous on earth, but famous on the sky, or famous in sky, because they have done good deeds. They have done what's moral, what's honest for them. So see the end of your life, the afterlife even. How do you want it to be, right? How do you want to live your life? What do you want to leave? What is your legacy, right? What are the things that you want to have remembered by? So begin with the end in mind, and then work your way to that end, that image that you have for your life, that perfect picture that you have. It's another great habit. Always, for example, take it on a daily basis or monthly or yearly basis, right? This year, I want to have, for example, I want to have done 365 podcasts, right? I want to make a book every day. Maybe I will. Right? So this is what I say for myself. And then I start to work on that. I don't look onto comments or views or listeners. Or I'm very grateful for everyone who's participating, but I'm doing it for the goal, because if I depend on waiting for something to happen, I will not do these. Right? So begin with the end in mind. See the goal manifest. Habit number three, put first things first. Now, prioritize. The whole book, I think, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, is all about this concept. You can wake up and have a big list of 30 things, right? And you can do all of them, but all of them are useless. Put first things first. Put the most important thing that you want to accomplish. Maybe you'll do one thing. Maybe you'll do one thing in your day, and this thing is the most important thing. So he has also a model on achieving these things. If you have a paper, imagine 4 parts, 4 quadrants. The first side says something important and it's urgent. The second side, something important but it's not urgent. The third side is something not important but it's urgent. The fourth is something not important and not urgent, right? Something important and urgent, for example, you need to do your homework right now because you have a test. This is important and urgent. This is something you need to spend time on. Something not important but urgent, like you need to go to the bathroom. That's not important but urgent, right? We got to do it immediately. The last thing is the last quadrant. I missed number 2, which we will get into a minute, is something not important and not urgent, like gotta surf the internet. I gotta, play something. So most of these quadrants are good and all, but the one quadrant that's going to have the most results is the important but not urgent. And this is one of the biggest reasons for procrastination. For example, saying, I want to be successful, right? This is a goal that does not have a deadline. If you say, for example, I have an exam next week or next month or tomorrow, you will study really, really hard. But I want to be successful does not have a deadline. So it's important to be successful. It's important to learn a language. But if you did not make it urgent, you will not do it. You will procrastinate on it. So know that this quadrant has something very important and it's not urgent, but it's going to be the most helpful. So spend some time on this quadrant. Habit number 4, think win-win. They say that if you want to move or you want to reach a place quickly, go alone. But you want to go far, go together. Take people with you. Think win-win. Whenever you are in a situation or in a job, think how you would benefit yourself and benefit others. And you would see this circles around. Believe me, whenever you try to help people and give them their share or even more, being generous, you will see that coming back into your life. Very, very important to think win-win. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then be understood. How many times did this happen? You are arguing with someone and you just want to prove your point. The purpose of the argument or the debate is to prove the other person wrong. And you waste time and you make animosities and no one benefits from this. Now, what's the benefit from arguing? The benefit of an argument or a debate is that you change the person's opinion. Remember the first thing about perspectives and paradigms? To make a paradigm shift, to change someone's opinion. It's not just to prove a point and speak immediately. So seek first to understand. Say what people want to see. See things from people's perspective. It's very, very important habits. Seek first to understand, then be understood. You will see results when you talk to people, when you respect them, when you don't interrupt them in a conversation. You will see a lot of benefits for this one. Habit number 6, synergize. Now, is, again, with the quote of taking your journey alone. Synergy or synergize is taking all your circle, the quality circle of people around you, with you. You know, they say that you are the result of the 5 people who live with you or you are close to. You know, quality relations are more important than quantity. You spend a lot of time with people, friends, maybe family, but does not benefit anyone. Synergy, to synergize, is to use the quality relationships in your life. Take people who will add to you and you will add to them. It's a very, very important habit and really beneficial. The last habit, sharpen the saw. Again, I think I gave this example before. I was not immediately or directly talking about the book, but here it is. If someone is cutting a tree and he has a saw and he's really tired and he's not making progress, you see what's going on. You see the saw is really tame or is not sharp. Well, you should spend some time, an hour or two, sharpening the saw. Cutting the tree will be easier. Now, this is the metaphorical example. How did I apply this in my life and in business and in the workplace? You see, for example, I started working as a teacher for 9 hours every day, plus transportation. That was like 11 hours. And most people, when they start working, they don't have experience. They let them work all the time, or they take the biggest task. They work a lot because they don't have experience, so they can compensate that with effort. Now, if you want to work less time and get more money, you know, directly from your effort, you should be sharp. You should work on your skills. Your time will be equal more money, so you can reduce that time. You can always work on your skills. Always sharpen the saw. Always improve your skills. You get better relationships, better salaries, better life in general. Always sharpen the saw. Now, he mentioned 4 aspects that you should try to improve on. First is your physical health. You know, if you have everything, but you are sick all the time, you're tired, you're not getting rest, you're not getting nutrition, you're not working out, you are not going to enjoy anything, right? So always sharpen your health. Do some exercise, you know, yoga, cardio workout, go to the gym, even working at home. Try to always move your body. Your body was not made to just being set down. The second side is the mental side, the mental health. Again, if you are feeding yourself, your mind, bad ideas, bad thoughts, negative thoughts, you will always be sick and tired, and you will only think negative and you will not move, just like when you feed your body bad food. So try to always think positively. Try to meditate. Meditation is very got a lot of applications on meditation and mindfulness, and you know, try to read something positive. Feed yourself positive thoughts. About social side. The social side is very important. Again, quality relationships. Share the things that you learn with the people. Make your circle always positive, your friends and family and colleagues. The last thing is the spiritual side. Now, this is very important. Every person believes in something, you know. You are, you know, in this life, I mean, for everyone who's logical, everything that you do in this life, you know that there's a power moving it, right? You have to always keep this side also present, praying. For me, I think this is the most important side. Always connecting to Allah. I think it's a blessing on your life to have this side. The biggest or the most beautiful feeling that I've ever had is on working on this side, the spiritual side. So here you have it. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Thank you very much, and see you next time.